Sumit says that he needs to tell her something. Hey my beautiful peeps, my name is Char and welcome to Char TV. Before I jump into the recap, I just gotta say a huge thank you to all of my beautiful peeps. You've helped my channel to grow over 1K and it was done so in less than 3 months. I can't even thank you all enough. Now on to the comments that I've pinned. I'm gonna give y'all a shout out. The first one goes to Marshmallow. I appreciate your comment so much and all of your kind words. Next is More of a Wave. Your comment had me cracking up. Thank you for that. Thank you Stella Oreo for your lovely comment. It put a smile on my face. And because YouTube won't let us be great and we can't pin more than one comment, I couldn't pin yours, but Sama, hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If not, I'm so sorry, but your comments really touched me. So I definitely had to give you a shout out too. Thank you all so much. Jumping right into the recap for episode 13, Don't Overthink It, we're gonna start with Corey and Evelin. Corey and Evelin are getting married in about 2 weeks. There's a bunch of people from Evelin's side that's attending the wedding, but nobody from Corey's side will be going to the wedding. This is upsetting Corey so much and he's wondering why nobody is giving him support. He decides to chat with his brother to see if he's able to make the wedding.
Unfortunately, no. I won't be able to make it. And I am sad about that. With COVID, it's just not a good time for really anybody. I know we want to be there to support you, but
yeah, no, it's just sad. The whole situation is just a real big bummer for me. And
now Corey's mom isn't able to attend, but he understands that because the father has passed away and she doesn't like to travel and she gets scared. So he understands that she's not able to be there. Corey is very upset because if the shoe were on the other foot and he had to attend his brother's wedding, he wouldn't care where it is. He'll definitely be there.
We obviously are family and we love you, but the past 3 or 4 years, you've been down in Ecuador and yeah, we have grown apart. It's not to say that we don't support you, but it's not been, easy, given our past relationship with Evelin.
He feels that Corey's always catering to Evelin's demands, but now because of that, they've hardly seen him. And it's unfortunate that he had to move to Ecuador to save their relationship. He feels that Evelin doesn't take Corey's feelings into consideration. It's all about her and what Evelin wants. Corey explains to him he loves her and that's why he has to make these sacrifices. The brother does support his wedding but has reservations of their relationship because of all the past disagreements that they've had and the fact that Corey is being kept from the US and his family. Corey feels that, even though they don't agree with Evelin, that the brother should still show him support because that's his brother. His brother does wish him the best for his wedding and says to enjoy your day, but he still ain't going. The wedding is fast approaching and Corey's feeling, a little bummed out. The one person that he thought that would be at his wedding is Raul, but they had a falling out a few months ago.
I haven't seen Corey for a while. We hardly ever talk anymore. I kind of feel that he stabbed me in the back, he stayed at my place, and then I never heard a word from him or Evelin. And that hurts. Yeah, there's been a lot of unnecessary drama, I feel like, that happened when I went to stay with you.
Corey and Raul had gone to dinner. This was while Corey was staying with him. And Raul thought that it would be a fantastic idea to invite 2 of his female friends. Corey didn't know that this was going to happen. And these female friends are in relationships. So now Raul has this bright idea to take, some videos and put them up on social media. Corey had said, don't do that. Raul did it anyway. Of course, Evelin saw the stories on social media. Even though it was nothing and it was innocent, it looked really bad. And this whole mess could have been avoided if Raul had listened and did not post the stories.
I have to say that you're not invited to the wedding.
Really?
There's not an invite for you. So I do apologize about that. She's like, Corey, like, look, we can't have Raul at the wedding.
This hurt Corey a lot, especially that there's nobody on his side to show him support on his special day. But Evelin doesn't want him to be there. Raul is devastated that he's not invited, but Corey says, you know, he doesn't have a lot of say when it comes to the wedding. It's all up to Evelin. Raul feels that Evelin's just thinking about herself and that Corey should reconsider, especially that they've been friends for such a long time. Corey says, you know, I'm already on thin ice and all of my decisions have consequences with Evelin. If he says the slightest thing that she doesn't want to hear, she's gonna call off the wedding.
You know what? Whether I'm invited or not, I'm gonna be at that wedding. I feel it's the right thing to do to show Evelin that there's people that care about Corey. She needs to grow up, you know. Evelin can't have her own way in everything. That's not how life works.
That's everything with Corey and Evelin. Oh boy, I cannot wait to see Raul show up at that wedding, if he does. I don't know what you all think. Let me know. On to Ellie and Victor. Things were going along great between Ellie and Victor. You know, they were cheersing, having some drinks because they were starting to rebuild their house, and then things just went south.
You were like worried about so much money. That's all you're thinking about. Like money, 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 money. I've been sending you money for 2 years, You have a like complex. If you're sending me so much money, like if you send me millions or something like that. If you send me so much money, I will have a bike or a car. No, I don't have it. You send me seat here is here on your house.
I was worried how we're gonna actually live.
Again, Victor, you have to understand that Ellie pays for everything. So, I'm sorry, she has right to be concerned. But he figures that, you know, before tourism, because that's a new thing, tourism has only come about like 10 years ago for the island. Before that, he was able to manage. So that's why he gets really upset when she keeps talking about tourism. He feels that she doesn't know what goes on the island. He mentions again that money isn't everything and that all she wants is her money back.
The house is yours. I'm giving you the privilege to have a house in a paradise island. See, the only thing you want back is your money you sent to me. I'm going to give that back to you.
I never even said
it's over.
I wanted
I need
it
to
back.
live my life here.
I want to go outside, actually. Psycho.
Victor is annoyed that Ellie is not even focused on the fact that he survived a Category 5 hurricane. All she seems to care about is money, and he's tired of it. He feels hurt because she's thinking that he's just with her for money, and that's actually not the case. Ellie just wants to leave and is feeling stupid and thought that she was in love. And Victor feels like it's over. He can't keep going on like this. They both can't keep going on like this. The next morning, they're preparing to go back to San Andreas, and Ellie's not even sure if Victor will come with her.
I feel sad leaving the island. It's just kind of a metaphor of our relationship right now. It's just like destroyed and in shambles. That's how I feel inside.
I don't know what's happening today, really. Maybe she just go alone, maybe we go back together.
Victor decides to ask Ellie for a walk along the beach, you know, so they can hash things out. Victor explains that he may have overreacted, and that wasn't very nice of him. Ellie explained to him that she felt empty, and both of their behaviors weren't the best. Ellie says to him, "Do you resent me? Would you rather be the one that's making the money?"
It's just miscommunication, I think. That's like our problem right now. And like we've never had that problem too much before.
Never. I just want to work it out and say I'm sorry again for last night, and with my emotion and all of this that's going on, maybe it was so much emotions.
I think we're both emotionally tired right now.
He apologizes again for what happened and says that he will never overreact like that again. Especially, she's the one that he wants to be with for the rest of his life. Victor walks off and says that he's about to do something crazy.
A symbol of love. I had a ring for you. And in the hurricane, it get lost like most of everything else. I grabbed this shell to ask you if you will marry me. Will you? Will you marry me?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a new beginning for them, and Victor is going to get married for the first time in his life, and he feels like he's going to enjoy that moment. They have hurdles that they gotta go through, but it feels good that they're going to get through those hurdles together. That's everything with Ellie and Victor. Sure hope things work out for them. On to Ari and Bini. It's been about 2 months now since Ari and Bini have been in Kenya to improve their relationship. Janice has gone back home to America and things have been a little bit hard without her. But now Ari has been a bit more open to giving Bini another chance. It's also little Avi's birthday, so they decide to celebrate and go for a camel ride.
Janice እዚህ በመሆኗ በጣም ለእኔም ለአሪም ጥሩ ነው ብዬ አስባለሁ። እንደ እናትም ሆና ያሉትን ነገሮችን በማስተካከል ነገሮች ጥሩ እየሄዱ ያሉት ያ ደግሞ በመሆኑ ደግሞ በጣም ጥሩ ተስፋ እያየው ስለሆነ በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል።
Things are not perfect between them, but they're at least trying and getting on the right track. Bini loves his son, and seeing them interact makes Ari realize that she wants to make things work. They've learned a lot from Janice, and both of them have changed. Bini says Ari, she's a bit more patient, and Ari is happy, that they're spending time together as a family and fixing themselves. Bini realizes that things were his fault, and he apologized and reassured her that family is number one. He doesn't want to hurt her anymore as he loves her and he loves their son. Things will be a process for Ari to forgive him, but she's not willing to give up her family. Being in Kenya has been great for their relationship, but it's not sustainable to remain there for a long period of time because they don't have a stable source of income and they keep having to renew their paperwork all the time. It would be best if they lived in America because going to Ethiopia is definitely not an option.
I don't want to return to Ethiopia. Everyone has been seeing Vinny's behavior. He's not trying to hide it. So it still hurts my pride to think that other people are looking and laughing at me, basically.
In Ethiopia, just have family.
Yeah, but I will not ever live in Ethiopia again.
Bini has finally agreed to move to America because he wants his son to have both parents in his life, and also he agreed because he doesn't want to argue with Ari again. But it's something that they'll talk more about in the future. The process for Bini's K1 visa is finally moving along, and they decide to chat with an immigration lawyer.
The interview takes about 15 to about 30 minutes. I want both to attend together.
Okay, but I had read online that at least for the embassy in Addis, they don't often let in the American.
So for Benny to say to the officer, hey, Ari was not allowed in, but she is waiting for me outside.
Ari is feeling upset at potentially having to go to Ethiopia to be present for the interview. She doesn't want to face those people like the friends or the family because she's feeling quite stupid because they're all aware of what happened with Binny. Now, because of COVID restrictions and to enter the US consulate, they must not have any travel for 14 days, which means that they'll have to go to Ethiopia as soon as possible. Now, Ari is really starting to freak out because this means that she's gonna have to go to Ethiopia the same time as Binny, and she's not mentally prepared to go to Ethiopia, but is now being told that you're gonna have to go.
Feels like things are moving at lightning speed. I want this visa to go through because I feel like it's our only hope, but at the same time, I don't know if I'm gonna be ever ready to go back to Ethiopia. But if I don't, it will hurt Binny's chances of being approved. So I'm really torn about what to do.
If you were going like together, I'm so happy that.
I know, it's a lot.
That's everything with Ari and Binny. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all pans out. Now on to Jenny and Sumit. Sumit's brother and wife, they've just had a baby boy. Congratulations! So Sumit's gonna have to go to his parents because a ritual is going to be performed where a priest will come over and bless the baby.
Just family only, not outsiders, people who are not family.
They just accepted us as a couple. Things take time. I asked my parents if Jenny can come this time, but they said not now, maybe sometime later.
Jenny feels like when they do get married, they're gonna have to have a chat with the parents and explain to them that she needs to be included, you know, on family functions. Especially now that they've submitted the paperwork, they're gonna have to get over it in about 30 days. Sumit says that he needs to tell her something. This calls for my cup again.
Actually, there's something I need to tell you. After filing that marriage application, you know, I was a bit nervous about it. As he was saying that he gonna file it on the same day. So I put it on a hold. I asked him to put it on a hold.
Without me even knowing, you just called the lawyer and told him to stop it? I mean, why would you do that?
Jenny feels like now we finally have the green light, and Sumit is blindsiding her with a, "Oh, I'm scared." And she's feeling hurt and angry that he did that. Of course, Sumit, with his excuses, is blaming this all on his bad experience with his previous marriage. Jenny doesn't even feel like the marriage was a real one, and it doesn't even count.
You should support me by understanding the reason. And
how about supporting me? I've stood by you through everything. I've been by your side through everything. I put up with everything. I have been through hell and back, man, especially, you know, learning that you were already married and everything. How should I feel of everything that I've done for you and given up for you, and you're still not sure if you want to marry me or not?
Jenny knows for sure now that he doesn't want to marry her and that she shouldn't be here. Sumit feels that she should understand where he's coming from and stop using going back to America as a weapon. Jenny said that she is going back to America, and Sumit said, "No, don't do that." And Jenny said, "Well, what else am I supposed to do?" Poor Jenny, I could feel her frustration. He tells her that she needs to calm down, and Jenny says, "I have been calm the entire time," which is true. She has the patience of a saint. Sumit says that he will resume the process on the application, but he will do so on his terms and he's not to be forced. And they will get married in whatever time that it takes.
This is stupid. I'm not doing this anymore. Embarrassing me? Are you embarrassing the out of me? What is wrong with you?
No, I'm
don't
not.
you know how stupid you look sitting there saying nothing?
I'm telling you, don't say anything.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at you with my eyes. You're saying, just wait, just give me time. Just okay, I'll go sit down in the house and I'll just sit there and wait until you're ready.
I'm telling, keep on telling, yeah, I will.
He's told Jenny many times the reason for his problems, and it hasn't made a difference. Her threatening to leave is bringing out his rebellious side, where he doesn't want to do something when someone is pressuring him to do so. And this is the fear that Sumit mentioned last time, that Jenny might try to control him once they're married. While Sumit is at the family function, Jenny decides to go to the Ishkan temple. She's been back there a few times since her last visit. When she's there, she feels like a sense of peace, which peace is what she needs right now. A devotee sits down with her and she fills her in on what happened.
He keeps saying, I'll handle it. Just be calm. Don't worry, I'm gonna handle it.
His way of handling it is not doing anything. Right?
I guess so.
Well, if he really wanted to be with you, he wouldn't leave any chance. And the fact that he's stalling the process, that speaks volumes. It would speak volumes to me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
The devotee said to Jenny, you know, Sumit is getting all of the perks of a relationship without the responsibilities. He should be responsible because he's a grown man and Jenny shouldn't be letting him use her like that. Jenny agrees and says she's right.
Back to the US. Let him feel how important you are for him.
Let him miss me. I mean, I know the advice she's given me is right. It's the correct advice, but it's not that easy for me to just leave. Even with everything that's happened, Sumit postponing the marriage and being afraid to marry me and making up excuses, I still feel more love from Sumit than I've ever felt from anyone else.
The devotee says the day that Jenny decides to leave, then Sumit will make a decision. So she has to do this even if it hurts, because they'll arrive at a conclusion in their lives, so it's going to be worth it. If she wants Sumit to realize how serious she is, then she has to go. Jenny says she wants to be strong and to put herself first, even if it's going to break her heart into a million pieces. Oh, poor Jenny, but to be honest, you should have gone home a long time ago, dear. That's everything to this recap. I enjoyed the episode. I honestly thought that Jenny would have freaked out a bit more when Sumit told her that the application was on hold. I was really surprised. She was actually quite chill about it. But I am curious to see how that whole situation pans out. And Ellie and Victor, you know, after the proposal, if they're gonna get along better and, you know, just continue to rebuild. And let's see what happens with Raul. Is he gonna show up at the wedding? Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a whole bunch of drama. And is Ari going to go to Ethiopia? Well, she wants to help Bini out with the K1. She's gonna have no choice. Let me know your thoughts on the episode. Thanks for watching, my beautiful peeps, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!